Hey, so we are back for the video of basically 1 month, one move, the Shoryu Punish. So um, let's start first with a quick statistic recapitulation on basically where we stand, what is the win rate if we take them all right. So what we see is now we have 15 days so far. In average, we have like 10 trades per day, and the win rate is still around 73%, right? So 74. So what I want to do is to remind you guys that with 74% win rate, right, which is quite good for a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, so we will be still on the green, right? So this means what? If you take them all, right, without any filter, you will still be positive if you play 20 trades or more, right? Of course, you need to have enough sample size to be able to trade, right? So let's say you take one trade per day, and then you on a month you have 20 days, so you will have 20 trades, okay? And let's say you played also one contract, so with a stop loss of 2 point fix and a gain of 1 point, you should be around $187 monthly, okay? So it's not huge, but it's better than being red, okay? So this, as I said, it shows us that already this move is quite interesting to invest in, okay? Now it's always the same thing. So what we see again is that we have 50 short and 50 long. The win rate seems to be better for short though. I don't know if it's statistically significant. We'll maybe do a statistic test later. What are the parameters that works? So still, if you play with the trend, you will still have a better chance to win. EMA bounce doesn't really care. The highest parameter is still the candlestick. Fibonacci came back at the same level, so before it was at a lower level, so maybe we have some hope that it will be at a higher level than this. So, and early in the party is also a huge parameter to win, right? So both candlestick and early in the party and with the trend are the three parameters that you should take a look at seriously, okay? Again, what you can do to filter out your trades more. So number one is, as I said, you should have enough trade to take, right? So you shouldn't take only trade of five score of 5 on the Papa score. If not, you will have only 1%, right? So 1% meaning that if you have like 157, it's very low, right? So the idea is you maybe need to do a cutoff at 2 or more, and you will have 50% of the trade, meaning that in 15 days, right, you will have 75 trade, which is good, right? So let's say you have 75 trades and your win rate is so if you see here, your win rate will be around 80%, because if you're considering 2 parameters or more, the minimum is 80%, okay? So here, if you look on the sheet, so let's say you put 80 trades, okay? So how am I going to do this? Maybe yeah, so 80 trades and 80%, so you'll be at $1,300, which is already really good, right? So yeah, every morning what you should be looking at is you go into this dashboard, you check that the win rate is still stable, and we can see it around the day. It's always averaging between 70 and 80%. Well, here the June is not completed. Gabriel is working on it. We can see that prior to June, the win rate was oscillating. So we had 70, 50, 100, 60, 80, 66, right? So we'll have to deep dive a little bit on this, but if you want to deep dive on the move, what you can do is to check the Google Sheet, go on that specific day and check like what is the count and maybe why it fails also, okay? So this allows you to go further, right? So I'm not going to deep dive too much on the combination, but for now, try to focus on a candlestick, having a good candlestick. So I repeat, a good candlestick is it needs to close on its top 25% if you're going long and bottom 25% if you're going short. With the trend is the SMA and EMA positioning. Early in the party is you check basically the impulse and the retrace when the SMA starts angling up. Okay. So with that said, what I want to do is to still continue on the training of market structure, because counting legs is good, but market structure is even better. Okay, so what we do for this is we go into our chart and we had the market. I have my chart without market structure over here, so I'm going to expand it. So if you are following people like Mac, right, and you look at this sheet, right, this thing, what do you think it is? Okay, so me, I think I haven't watched Mac video, but he will say, guys, I think it's a range day, right? So range day meaning that the price is oscillating between this up and this down. Okay, so by the way, there is no clear I will say there is no clear support, because here it breaks over here, it breaks over here. It's a range day in the sense that the price is on this range, but it's not very, there is no clear like support where the price is bouncing several times, and same on the upside. Okay, but what I want to tell you is that me, I don't use this because I feel that when you're live trading, okay, but you don't see this, you don't see that the price is ranging, right? What you want is something that you can use while you're trading. Okay, so anyway, me, I don't really care that we were in a range day or not, and I will show you why. Okay, so what I want you to exercise is, as I said, is I want you to exercise impulse move, to find a reload pattern, and to also find like a range, but mini range, not the range of 4 hours of trading, but mini range. Okay, so to help you, I'm gonna do it live. Okay, so I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna show you how I do it. Okay, so let's say I start and my chart is here. Okay, so I zoom. Okay, the day starts over here, right, at 8:30. So first, when you start the day, right, the day starts here, I already have a setup over here. Would I take it? Probably not, because I don't know what is the feel of the market. So I have the pre-market, basically, which is showing like knock move 1, 2, 3 impulse, 4 impulse. Okay, and then you have a 1, 2, 3. It's not enough to reload the party. So at this point, you could say that you are in you are either in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, or some people will say that we are still, so they will not consider the pre-market. So they will say that we are starting an up move over here. Okay, so there is no real way of defining. Me, I don't really know. So what I do is I usually don't trade on the first 5-10 minutes of the market. Okay, but anyway, so let's say that you start over here. So me, usually also I will say that I don't look at pre-market data, but let's say that we don't look at it. So this will be the first impulse. You have Shoryu Punish over here. Then you have a second impulse. Okay, then you have a third impulse, but this third impulse, you can see that it's going at the same level as this one. Okay, so this candle doesn't close higher, the body of this candle doesn't close higher than this. So what I will say is that it's a failed third impulse. Okay, so I repeat, so I think it's better, maybe I will invest on the drawing tool to draw live, because I'm always doing some screenshot. But so you have 1 impulse, 2 impulse, so 1, 2, and then here it does an impulse which is at equal high, right? So this, I will call it, if it's equal high, that means it failed. So it's a failed third impulse. Okay, so if you're not able to recognize this, what you should be able to recognize is this micro channel over here, right? So the price is kind of bouncing all of this high. It touched 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Okay, so when you see this, what you want to do is that you know that the up move, right, it's losing power. right? Because this up move was not able to break this one. Okay, so what you will be looking for is Shoryu Punish, right? That is counter trend, right? So by the way, I don't have the 50 SMA. That's strange. So let me add it in. So to know that it's with trend or not, we look at the positioning of the 50 SMA and the EMA, right? So here the SMA is below the EMA, so we should say that we are counter trend. We should go long, right? But as I said, since we have 3 impulse on the upside, we can say that we have 3. We have 1, 2, 3, but this is the fell impulse, and second we have a range. And the way to play a range usually is that you want to short from the top of the channel or buy, right, from the bottom, right? This is short, this is buy. So yeah, it's a good setup because you will be shorting from the high of the channel. Okay, so by the way, here if you see correctly, it's a failed two-legged pullback and a two-legged pullback at the same time. So this I call it a Pikachu, right? Yeah, a Pikachu. Right, so why a Pikachu? Because this looks like the tail of the Pikachu, and second, it's also like a rare setup. Okay, so this was the first market situation. Then let's continue. Second is so here what I have is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is it a Shoryu Punish? So Shoryu Punish, sorry, a reload. So not really. It's not really a reload, because to have a reload, what you want is for the SMA to still be angling up, right? But we can consider that now whatever will happen after, it should start by a first impulse. So it's not a reload in the sense that my reload to then check for failed two-legged pullback, but it's a reload to be starting counting impulse, right? So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this shows that we can start looking back at party, right, to see upside. And another way to look at this is that the SMA is flat, right? So here again, so let's take this situation. We have an impulse here, first impulse, second impulse, okay, and then third impulse, right? So should you be taking this failed two-legged pullback? So this candlestick is not super good, right? It doesn't close on its top 25%, right? So this I will probably skip it. Second, third, here what's happening is we have how we say, we have a failed two-legged move. This thing is 1. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so it's 2 moves to the downside. Okay, so 2, it's okay to take like a short over here on this failed two-legged move. Okay, I would have I think I took it because I was looking at the market live, and I think I took this trade. So because it's a 1 impulse to the downside and a second impulse to the downside. Okay, so this is pretty good. Then we continue. So what is happening here is we have a third impulse, right? So here it's ranging, by the way. You see here the price is doing a range, so you should be able to see this, right? Every time that you see some candle closing at the same level, well, you draw this range. So you draw the impulse, you draw the range, right? And then it broke the range over here and did a third impulse. Okay, so I take my tool, I screenshot it for you to see it better, right? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and here you have what we call a failed two-legged pullback. So I don't know if you followed my previous video, but I said that on third wave, right, you should be careful and check basically if you have a B, to check that you don't have this. meaning you have A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so if you have this, right, and if you have CD that is greater than AB, then you should, and it's a third wave, you should not go in. Okay, but here it's a third wave, and here it does this. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it correctly, so I'm going to draw it like that. You can see it. So it does down, up, so this is A, this is B, this is so B, C, and D. Okay, so you see the length of CD is lower than AB, right? CD lower than AB. So I'm doing mathematical formula. If CD lower than AB, it's okay on the third wave to take it. Okay. Now another thing is, would I have taken it? I'm not sure, because this is what we call a not sidebar move. So we still need to find a name for those type of setup. Maybe it's a Zangief setup, or tiger uppercut, because it's going up and then down. So it did a high before doing the low, right? Or maybe even not. So it does this, but you should be able to short from a good candlestick, which I don't think I would take this, to be honest, right? This is a very good candlestick. Enfin, very good. It's a very bad candlestick to go long, because it closed on its top 25%, and this should be something to go long, not to go short. Okay. Let's continue a little bit. So I draw the impulse. So 1, 2. Okay. So here there is nothing really that is good enough. I don't think that I will be looking for short over here, because we are only at the second impulse, right? So 1, and here yeah, honestly, this is congestion. I don't think that I will look for any short. So you can draw your channel. This is, by the way, so you see you have congestion, it breaks all of it, comes back, do a candlestick that is fucked up, and then I don't know what it's doing a range. Okay, but one thing that you should have seen over here, okay, is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it's a reload to the party. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's what? It's a reload. Right, so I put it in red. It's a reload, and you see here the SMA thing angling up. Right, so it's a real reload. It's angling up. We do 5 wave on the downside, and it goes below the SMA. Okay, so what you will be looking at is 2 things. Number one is that you will be looking at the higher low. I think that I've shown multiple times on Facebook, right? If you look at the Facebook group. So here, right, if you look like in the past, so here is behind me. So where is it? So you see over here, this was I think so do I have it here? So I have the reload setup. Okay, yeah. So this was yesterday, I think. Yesterday data, as you can see over here, yesterday, and we had the exact same setup: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can look for the first higher low or the first failed two-legged pullback. Okay, I think that they are good setup to take. So it's exactly what happened over here. So we have up, down, up, down. So we have up. So this is the higher low. Right, this one is the higher low, and then we have what KDL called the so the cyclone kick, or the I call it the cyclone kick, but I didn't know that she was actually telling spinning bird kick. So I repeat, the thing is this. Okay, so let's say you have a failed two-legged pullback, right? So the idea is to look for candlestick that look like this. Okay, so they have huge wick on the top, huge wick on the bottom, and then the candle close on the middle. Okay, So this is called a spinning, right? A spinning type of candlestick, right? It can be spinning top or spinning bottom or whatever. Let's call it spinning. What I was saying to you is that when you see a move that is like this, right? What you want to do is to place a buy stop above, not above the high of the candle, right? But above the mid of the candle. So let's say that it's a green bar, a red bar. You put it on the direction where you want to go. Okay, so you will put it one just above the body. Okay, so it's the body close or the body open. Okay, so this is what happened over here. So you had your failed two-legged move, and then this candle is this thing, right? So this spinning over here, right? So here you should have placed, when you saw this move, you place a buy stop over here, right? Not over here. You place it over here, right? And then you wait for it. You see what's happening, okay? So it has happened multiple times now that the setup has showed a good win rate. Now I encourage you to not take them with your real money. Take them on sim account and check what you have, right? So yeah, maybe let's finish the day. So reload. So you have first impulse. So first impulse over here. Then you have a second impulse. Then you see, the price is struggling to go up. It's struggling to go up, and you can see that the SMA is going flat over here. So this is an indication, and here you see it's a third, right? A third impulse, but this impulse, you see this body, right, is not totally closing above this. It's still overlapping. So this is showing you, like I showed you before, it's like a failed, third impulse, right? So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, F3. Okay, and then here the day is ending in any case, so we are no more looking at what's happening after. Okay, so I hope this was useful. What I encourage you to do, I repeat it again, right? So number one, the way you train is you first need to see all the setups. Okay, so you see all the setups, you draw it, you do whatever you want with it. Okay, you draw from the downside and you draw from the upside. If you don't know how to count, then that's a trouble. Please look into my lesson 1, 2, and 3 before it, right? So you need to know how to count correctly. Once you know how to count correctly, the second step is to do market structure. Okay, so market structure is not to do like what Mark or Michael or Riley says to you. So finding, I don't know, channels, right? Or range that are 20 kilometers long, right? Because the problem of this is that it will not help you to understand what's happening at the moment at which you're trading. What you want to do is to be efficient and understand what is happening at the moment at which you are trading, not like 20 hours later, right? If I tell you that we have a mega range like this, right, that is on the upside, does it mean that you should always play long? No, because within this macro channel, you have small waves, right? You have this, then maybe you have this, right? So well, I'm not going to argue too much on this. What I advise you is do market structure on just drawing impulse and seeing basically if you are late or not with those impulse move. Okay, so we say that if you have, like, let's say up to on the fourth impulse, right, you should start looking for reversal. Okay, if it's on the first two, you should still play on the direction of the first two impulse. Okay, if you are on a range, right, like this, right, what you should try to do is to buy from the bottom of the channel and short from the high of the channel. Okay, so those are the kind of market situation that you should be looking at. And of course, finally, you should be looking at a restart on the party, right? So meaning that, let's say you had like 5 impulsive move on the upside, normally you shouldn't be looking for long anymore, but you can look for long if you have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so something like this. And then when you have something like this, you can start looking again at up move market opportunities. And if you do, right, I'm guaranteeing you that you can reach like 100% win rate. Okay. But until we still have like 26 days left, so you still have time to train, right? Another way of training, and I repeat it again, so you have the choice of joining the Facebook group, right? And on the Facebook chat, what's happening is that you have basically people posting their reviews. Okay, and I encourage you also to do so, right? So Dean is, so I'm going to tell you, I'm very surprised by Dean and KDL. So in less than 4 days, they were able to trade like I do, meaning they're able to, so this is not from me. And look at what, at the level at which Dean is able to recognize like impulse and retrace, right? This is exactly what I showed you. It's the same count, same move, saying the same thing where trades are interesting or not. It means that it's possible that everyone can do it, right? I look now at KDL. KDL, same thing. Look at the cleanness of this data. Is able to say, okay, first impulse, second impulse. Here we have, let's say, a reload. Over here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see a reload, then the start count with 1. And it's saying reload as shown in the purple as 1246. So you see, if you're able to train yourself, you will be able to basically run market structure like everyone else. And this is what I encourage you to do, right? Of course, at the beginning, maybe you will not be able to be at this level. I know that Dean has been following me since quite some time. I think KDL is quite strong also. But after 30 days, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to do this. And if you are, you will be able to reach 90%, right, win rate. And another thing is also what I was saying on the post is don't be shy to post your trades. Okay, so you don't need to post them all. And as Dean said, okay, you can either post your own, maybe one chart, right? It can be one setup. You say what is the winning rate, is it late to the party, and so on. You don't need to check them all, right? For example, today I haven't put the count of everything. I just pointed out like market situation, what I just did now. Here I said I have a 1, 2 fed tree, then I have a Pikachu, and it's happening on the top of the channel. So this is a pretty good trade, right, to take. All right, so I hope that you will be training. I hope to see much more people posting their chart on this Facebook group. Another thing is also, I think, so I was telling you that I will open a Discord, but I think I will not do it because at the end it will take me maybe too much time, and I feel that posting your chart on Facebook, well, you will have people who are maybe now stronger than me, so you can have more than me advising you, right? Because people are now starting to grasp the concept of what I'm trying to teach. Okay, so all right, so this was Papa from streetfightertrainingsystem.com. See you tomorrow.